Good day, everyone. Today I want to talk about the most special thing about the real estate industry, and that is Sunday open houses. As you know, April 27th will be the biggest day ever in American real estate for open houses. The Howard Hanna Company, for our 2014 Open House Sunday, will have more than 4,500 homes, condos, new construction, single-family homes, multifamily homes, every imaginable type of real estate will be open that Sunday, April 27th. And I want to congratulate everybody in advance for all the planning and process that goes into this great, great day of real estate. We'll sell more houses that weekend than any weekend of the year, primarily because the promotion of Sunday open houses on April 27th. Remember, our advertising has already started, getting people prepared for this big, big day, this big weekend really, and our TV advertising starts on April 21st on all stations in all markets. So it's going to be a big, 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 big push. But I thought because we're about to have the biggest day in real estate for open houses, I thought to talk a little bit about open houses and the preparation and the planning and the reason why we at Howard Hanna put so much emphasis in open houses. First and foremost, anywhere in the United States, on any given Sunday, just not April 27th, the public knows that the real estate will be open to view that day on Sundays. And Sundays is an easy day, a convenient day for people in the marketplace or potentially in the marketplace, or even who want to maybe sell their home in the future, to come out and visit and tour homes. In fact, we find 1 out of every 5 people who walk through an open house on a Sunday has the intention of selling their existing home in the next 60 days. Hence, I'm wearing my pin right now, and that's if you list it, we will sell it. Because open houses helps bring buyers as well as sellers. It's convenient for the buyer, which is important. Now, I thought a little bit about preparing, just not for April 27th, but the preparation plan of the open house is so important. First of all, I hope everybody, each seller knows that you're planning to have their house open on April 27th. I think it's always good to let the seller know 2 weeks in advance of when you're going to have an open house. That gives them time to prepare and really get their house ready for this showing. Doing little things, like maybe doing some, for not just this week, but any time, is getting the lawn and the shrubbery ready and set to go. Because this is springtime. I think it's springtime. I'm not sure because the weather's been a little bit crazy. But it is springtime, so this is a time to get so people get their houses ready for any given open house on a Sunday, but certainly for April 27th. I think it's good also to do your mailings. Do your mailings a week to 10 days in advance. Don't wait until 2 days before to send mailers out. So if you're going to send to the 5, 5, and 10 in the neighborhood, send that out 10 days in advance, those mailers. If you're going to send to a move-up neighborhood, send those out 10 days in advance. If you're going to send to an apartment complex because you believe your house is a first-time buyer will probably come from that area, send it 10 days in advance so they have plenty of notice. A week ahead of time, put your sign, 6 days actually, put your sign rider up that it's going to be open this coming Sunday. So do little things to prepare it. I'd email, every time you have an open house, you should email everyone in your farm, everyone in your sphere of influence. You should email those folks, letting them know that you have an open house that Sunday. You can maybe do that 4 or 5 days in advance. As well as I think it's a great way to get back to all of your clients, even clients that are not in maybe that price range, that location. Keep in touch with your folks, your potential buyers, and send them an open house invitation, at least by email. I mentioned installing the sign riders. Your TV. You know, our TV, our Sunday Showcase of Homes, is so important to our marketing efforts. And I think every time you have a house on TV, we have a card, let people know in the neighborhood at least that you're going to show their house on TV, and you're making their neighborhood a star. In advance of the open house, do you have a switch sheet put together Do you have a switch sheet put together of all the other comparable houses with data on those, of the other houses that they can drive by and maybe look at? As well as, I think it's good to put a switch sheet together of solds, of recent solds in the neighborhood, to help the buyer understand the house they're looking at and the neighborhood they're looking at. I was talking to a buyer a few minutes ago, and they were making an offer, and they had not looked at any other houses, and we were trying to get them up in price. And they hadn't seen any other houses in the neighborhood for sale or sold. How can you make a good value judgment if you don't have other houses to look at? So prepare the switch sheets. Prepare brochures. Make sure you got your good brochures prepared for the open houses, for your open house. Have brochures and detailed brochures so you can give the folks. As well as I'd have disclosure statements there, as well as all the good HANA materials such as the money back guarantee, such as the buy before you sell program, such as the Howard Hanna mortgage programs. So have those in advance, not running around Sunday morning trying to get them. Have those advanced at the property. Apartment Vars trade-in program. It's amazing how many first-time buyer houses I walk into. I don't see anything about the Apartment Vars trade-in plan. Now, the sign-in roster. You want to get that sign-in roster there so people give the full details of their name, address, phone number, and email number. And I would usually have that in the kitchen area somewhere. And if I'm having an open house, I usually have cookies or some little candy or some little gift or some apple cider or something to give away to the folks. And I have the sign-in roster as you ask them, when they go into the kitchen area, you ask them to sign the sign-in roster. At the same time, you're asking them if they've liked some cookies or whatever you're serving. And it's a much easier way to get them to sign in. As well, it's always good to have names in advance. Nobody wants to go first and sign in. Wear your name badge. Wear your name badge, because wearing the name badge makes it more comfortable when you put your hand out and you give them your name. When they see the name badge and are able to respond to you, it's a much easier way to get their name as well as get their address, etc. Go to the open house. Now, this is a crazy thing because I don't see this happening too often. Don't go to the open house at 5 minutes to 1. Go 1 hour in advance. Go 1 hour in advance. 1 hour in advance, here's what you can do. You can do a lot of small things, like A, put up enough open house signs at the right place to get traffic from open house signage. Because open house signage is so important. It's so, so important. Also, if you get the open house in advance, you get to prepare the house, opening the blinds, opening the windows, unlocking the doors to the outside area, making a fire in the fireplace. You know, I always tell my sellers, prepare a fire, at 11 o'clock in the morning, have a fire going. Even if it's in the middle of summer, have a fire going, have the air conditioning up real low, so down real low. Bake cookies. I know a lot of agents, they'll bake cookies to get a little smell in the place. I know agents will bring flowers, fresh flowers, to an open house in advance to make the house more warm and fresh, if your seller's not going to do that already, and make it a nice fragrant air. So, the preparation of the open house really doesn't happen 5 minutes to 1. It happens a week, 10 days in advance, and getting your seller bought into preparing the open house. So there are just a couple thoughts that I had about preparation for an open house, as well as this upcoming wonderful, wonderful event, April 27th. There's so much advertising. We've already started on this, from social media advertising, regular internet advertising, to direct mail, to the TV advertising, to newspaper and magazine advertising, really focused on what a great time it is to buy. And now is the time to go out and look at open houses. It's a great spring market. I just want to talk about one last point here, and that's the second choice program, in which we started about a month and a half ago. And the question is, has it been successful? Well, our Howard Hanna Mortgage Company was started for one thing and one reason only. And that began to service our buyers, to service the Howard Hanna buyers. And I was in our Pepper Pike, Ohio office yesterday. And on the wall in the office, as you walk into the mortgage department at Pepper Pike, where John Harris and Fred Vanderpeet's offices are, they have up on the wall, and I'm trying to get a picture to send to everybody, up on the wall, the second choice little sticker, and it has a number on it. And it has a number of each sticker of each house, each buyer, that they got on the second choice, that they found a better mortgage program for that buyer and what the savings were. And as of yesterday, since we started the second choice program, the Pepper Pike office was over $200,000 in real savings to the buyers of Howard Hanna Howard Hanna agents. Over $200,000. And if we were going to go through this, I'm sure in most of the office we'd find the same thing. Our mortgage company is set up to service one person. That's your customer. And we service them with not only the best service, but the best products to save them the most money. So I just reiterate that a mortgage company is to make it simpler, easier, and less expensive for your buyers to buy. And certainly this second choice program is showing it loud and clear. Have a great weekend and get ready for April 27th.